Hello, my dear friends, it's me, SvetaM from Chicago, with my stupid monologue about different topics. I don't know what topics will be next time, but I like to improvisation, and now maybe I will talk about history of Russia. Yes, I'm reading these books on English, and it's very interesting book, but when I was young, I studied history of Russia in Soviet Union, and in Soviet Union we have a very hard censorship about our history. Not so hard, but about Soviet time, of course, we have a very hard censorship. And now I'm reading about my history of my people, of my nature. Is interesting, and I know a lot about my history of our people, about Ivan Grozny, Ivan the Terrible, it's in English Ivan the Terrible, about Oprichnina. It's a time when Ivan Grozny, he killed a lot of boyar, of gentle, of men, and it was a very violent time. Before Ivan Grozny, we have a very 200 of Mongol Tatar invasion in our country, and it's a dark time of our history. We don't know what, because about 250 years we live in absolutely dark time, and it's a very enigmatic time of Russia history. Before Mongol Tatar, we have very democratic state, a lot of states, and very democratic, and we have a civil war sometimes, each other, and there is a big city of Novgorod, Great Novgorod, and in this city we have a very democratic time, very democratic. Maybe it's a time of Great Novgorod, it's more democratic than now, of course. Before Novgorod, we lived in Kiev, but in Kiev time, we was not so democratic. In that time, it was 1,000 years ago, we was baptized by Greek, and Vladimir, the Prince of Vladimir, he baptized Russian people, Russian and Ukrainian people, of course. In that time, we were maybe the same people. But after Ivan Grozny, we have about 13 years of war. It was, it's dark time of 30 years. We have a Polish invasion to Russia. We have some tsar, Dmitry First, Dmitry Second. It was very complicated time. But after that we have more peaceful time before Peter the Great. In Peter the Great, you all know about Peter the Great, how he broke the windows to Europe, and Russian people become not so wild, not so stupid. They became more and more pro-European, in Peter the Great time, and he built the city of St. Petersburg, and after he died, we have some woman king, Sveta-Serge, Great Ekaterina, and Great Ekaterina, he was Deutsch, he was not Russian, of course. We have in our king, we have a lot of German blood, yes, not Russian. And after Ekaterina II, we have Pavel the First. He was very tragic king, and he was killed by his son Alexander I. But Alexander I lived in Napoleon time, and in Alexander I time we have great war with French, with Napoleon. You know about his history. But after Alexander I passed away, we have Nikolai I. He was very despotic. In his time we have a great explosion of Russian culture. Pushkin, you know Pushkin, he was our great poet. And we have Gogol, Dostoevsky, not in that time, but we have Pushkin, Gogol, Lermontov. And we have Crimean War with England, French and Osmani Empire. And after Nikolai I passed away, we have Alexander II. And Alexander II, he was a very kind, very good king. He tsar. He you know about slavery in Russia, and he broke our slaveries, and Russian people a lot became free, and and he fight with Turkish people in that time, and he free Bulgarian, Serb people, it was very, but he was killed, and after him we have Alexander the Third. He liked to drink, he was very despotic, but he was retrograde. And after him we have this last king, Nikolai II. He was the last, and he was very weak-willed person. He liked photograph, he liked, I don't know what he liked, but he was very weak. But he was very sad, weak, and he finished was very sad. He was killed by Bolshevik, by Lenin, and they killed all his family, and about Rasputin. But our history is very complicated, and maybe the next monologue will be about Soviet time, about Soviet time. It was complicated too, and now I'm reading about, Thank you for watching my stupid video about Russian history, about Russian kings. Kiss you a lot.